Sanin Netaro. Long, long ago, in a small farming village, there lived an old man, an old woman, and their only son. The son was kind and quiet, but he loved to sleep. He slept in the morning, at noon, and even when the sun turned red in the evening. Because he lay around day after day, people in the village began to call him Netaro, which means, the sleeping boy. His mother shook him gently. Netaro, please get up. The rice needs water, and you need to learn how to work. If you never help, how will you build a good life? His father scolded him too, pointing to the dry fields and the empty sky. There has been no rain. Go to the river, carry buckets. If we do nothing, there will be no rice this year. But Netaro only murmured, rolled over, and went back to sleep. Days turned into months, and months turned into years. The villagers sighed when they passed the family's house. What a lazy boy, they said. Children laughed and imitated his snoring. Even so, his parents did not stop caring for him. They brought him rice porridge and covered him when the nights grew cold. In their hearts, they still hoped that one day he would open his eyes with a new heart. Then, one bright morning after 3 full years, Netaro sat up. He stretched his arms, washed his face, and looked out toward the blue mountains. Father, mother, he said calmly, I am going to the mountains. I will be back before night. His parents looked at each other, surprised but careful not to break the moment. Netaro put on straw sandals and walked away with steady steps. That evening he returned carrying a great eagle, strong and sharp-eyed. He placed the bird gently into a wooden cage. Please make sure it doesn't escape, he said. The next day, Netaro went to town. When he came back, he brought a simple paper lantern with a hook and a long cord. What are you planning? His parents asked. Netaro only smiled, laid down, and slept once more. He did not sleep out of laziness now, he seemed to be saving his strength. Next door lived a very rich man. He had wide fields, deep storehouses, and a daughter who had never had to work. One moonlit night, when the whole village was quiet, Netaro rose from his bed. He took the caged eagle and the unlit lantern, and he climbed a tall pine tree in the rich man's yard. From the dark branches he cried, "Come out at once." The rich man woke with a start. Who calls me? I am a Tengu, Netaro announced in a deep voice, a mountain spirit who watches this village. The rich man trembled, for people believed Tengu were powerful. He hurried outside, bowing toward the tree. Great Spirit, what do you wish? You will give your daughter to Netaro, the young man next door, said Netaro. Do not ask why. Do it by tomorrow. The rich man stammered, but, Netaro is lazy. How can I give my only child to him? Netaro answered, if you refuse, your fortune will dry up like these fields. At that moment Netaro lit the lantern and tied it to the eagle's legs. The bird flew upward. In the night sky, the moving light looked like a long-nosed goblin dancing between clouds. The rich man fell to his knees, certain that a true Tengu had come. Forgive me, he cried. I will obey. The next morning the rich man's daughter came to Netaro's house, shy but brave. Netaro greeted her with respect and spoke to his parents with a new, steady voice. From that day forward, he did not lie around. He rose with the sun and worked until the stars appeared. He studied the hill shapes, the path of the river, and the color of the soil. Quietly he made a plan. Our village does not need to beg the sky for rain, he told his wife. We can bring the river to the fields. He began to dig a long ditch from the far river toward the village. His wife, who had never used a hoe, joined him. She learned to plant her feet, lift the tool, and turn the earth. Soon Netaro's parents helped, and then a few neighbors, and then many more. They carried rocks, lined the ditch, and shaped small gates to guide the flow. It was hard work, and sometimes the sun burned their necks, but Netaro spoke gently and showed them how each small step fit the larger path. After years of steady effort, the ditch was ready. Netaro opened the wooden gate, and clear water rushed forward, sparkling in the light. The flow reached the first field, then the next, and finally spread across the village like a silver ribbon. The dry soil drank deeply. Young rice turned bright green. The air filled with the soft sound of water and the joyful calls of farmers. The fields grew thick and heavy with grain. No one worried about the harvest anymore. The rich man, now humble and grateful, announced, "Netaro is no lazy fool. He is the very spirit who saved us." He offered his fields to Netaro and smiled everywhere he went, proud to call him family. Netaro bowed and accepted, not as a prize, but as a promise to care for the land and the people. Some said Netaro had slept to grow strong. Others believed he had been dreaming of a better way to live. Netaro himself did not argue. He simply kept working, repairing the ditch after storms, teaching children how to plant, and reminding everyone that patient plans and steady hands can turn even a sleepy village into a place of flowing water and full bowls. And when the moon was bright, eagles circled over the mountains, as if remembering the night a lantern flew across the sky and changed everything.